بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. So inshallah we're moving on to istifham. So we finish the amr and the nahi, which are the first two types of insha at-talabi. So we're going to istifham. What does istifham mean? أما الاستفهام فهو طلب العلم بشيء. As far as istifham is concerned, it is seeking knowledge of something. You don't know something, you want to know about it. That's what istifham. Because when you have istifham, it's from bab. Which bab? Istif'al. Istif'al. And this having this alif seen extra at the beginning, what does it do? It creates the meaning of talab. Okay, so you have ghafara means what? To forgive. Okay, you add istaghfara means what? To seek forgiveness. So the seen from Bab Istif'al gives what meaning? The meaning of seeking. So fahima yafhamu, to understand, istafhama, to seek an understanding. Amma al-istifhamu, as far as istifham is concerned, fahuwa talabul ilmi bi shay'in. It is the seeking of knowledge regarding something, or seeking knowledge of something. Okay? Wa adawatuhu, and its particles. And I told you before, the adatun is what? Adawat is the plural of, this is the jama'. And the singular is adatun. And adatun literally means tools. And in nahwa, when you would have seen this word in nahwa, you would have seen the word harfa al-istifham, the two particles of istifham. And you would have seen the word asma'ul istifham. Why? You would have seen them separately because in nahwa, what do we deal with? We deal with things separately. We're not looking at the meaning of istifham. We're looking at the harf, the huruf, the ism. So you will see this in the discussion of harf. You will see this in the discussion of ism. Okay? But in balagha, we're looking at the ma'ani. And so we're not going to say harf al-istifham, asma al-istifham. We use the word what? Adatun, which includes what? Both, the tool. So anything that does the purpose of istifham, that does the job of istifham, comes under adawatul istifham. So adawatuhu, the tools of istifham are الهمزة وهل وما ومن ومتى وأين وكيف وأين وأن وكم وأين. From all of these, أين is mu'arab in most cases, and the rest are, أين is mu'arab in most cases, in one case in mabni, and all of these from here to here, all of these are what? Mabni. And we discuss each one of these individually inshallah. Okay? You got it? Right, now moving on. What we need to understand, a very important point here, is that questions are of two types. Okay, there are two types of questions. One is what you call a polar question. What's a pole? You have north and south, meaning two extremes. Meaning it's either or. So when you're saying it's polar, not polarized, meaning that on one extreme. So polar means what? Either it's going to be yes or no. That's it. There's no in between. Okay? So it's called a polar question. A question which demands a yes or no answer. Okay? And the other is called non-polar. What does non-polar mean? It does not give you, it is not a question which can be answered yes or no. It has to be answered giving either one word, or obviously in English you say don't give a one word answer. But really and truly the answer is one word. For example, if I say to you, who came? You say Zaid. The English will say don't give one word answer. But in truth, when you say Zaid came, you're still giving the answer about what? Zaid. So this is what you call non-polar question, where you're actually giving, you can't say yes or no, you have to actually specify something. And there's what we call the 5 W's. Okay, who, what, where, when, and why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there are also some more in Arabic, but these are what we call, when you look at English perspective, you get polar and non-polar. In polar, all you want to know is find out whether it's true or not, yes or no. And in a non-polar question, you want to find out more information regarding a particular person, a particular thing, or particular time, or particular manner, or particular reason. Not a yes or no. So polar and non-polar. Do you understand this concept? This is very important because the next word that we're using in Arabic is basically polar and non-polar. Okay? Now if you look at the Zaid sat. To make that question, what do you say? Did Zaid sit? You are a student. To make that to a question, what do you add at the beginning? Are you a student? And all of these are what? Are these polar, non-polar? These are all what? Polar questions. Polar, because what? It means yes or no. What do you want to do? We know about Zaid. We just want to find out whether the link Because obviously it's jumla, isn't it? So between Zayd and Sa'd is what? A nisbah, isn't there? Yeah? Between the mubtada and the khabar. Oh, sorry. Well, mubtada, khabar, or fa'il is a nisbah. We want to know, is that nisbah true or not? Same thing here. You are a student. So you and student, what is there between a nisbah? We want to clarify, is that nisbah correct or incorrect? Okay? And this is what you call tasdeeq. Basically, a polar question is called what? Tasdeeq. Saddaqa yusaddiqu tasdeeqan. In Balagah perspective, it means what? Idrakun nisbah. To understand or to grasp or to comprehend the link between two things. So a polar question is called tasdeeq. Meaning what? You want to just find out whether it's true or not. Yes or no, basically. Does that make sense? Do you understand this much? Okay? Now if you go on, if I ask you, who fell? Is this polar or non-polar? What fell? Can't say yes or no. Where did he fall? When did he fall? Why did he fall? All of these are what? These are all what? Non-polar questions. Or what does a non-polar question demand? An answer without yes or no. This is called what? Tasawwur. What's this called? Tasawwur. What does tasawwur mean? In English, non-polar question. Meaning what? Idrakul mufrad, to be able to understand a single element. So basically, when we say who fell, we just want to know who done the falling. When we say what fell, we just want to know what fell basically. When we say where did he fall, all we want to know here is where? In the class, for example. Just want to know this, that's it. In the class, we don't want to know yes, no. We just want to know where. When? 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. So we just want to find out what one word, one piece of information. There's not one word, because it's obviously more than one word. It means one piece of information. So it's called tasawwur. Non-polar question. You understand? So a polar question where you get yes or no is called tasdeeq. And a non-polar question where you want more information, that's called what? Tasawwur. You following? So look, you have questions, okay? Polar question will either be in English did or is. And in Arabic, we have two particles for this. Hal or hamza. And these are called, these are harf. Because harful istifham. Okay? They're called harfa al-istifham. The non-polar questions, you have the 5 elements again. Who, what, where, and where has 2 words, ayna and anna. What's the difference? We'll discuss that later on as we go into detail. Then you have when, mata and ayana. We'll discuss this in detail. When you use mata, when you use ayana. How, kaifa, how many, ayyun, and which also means, which also means what? Ayyun. How many is a mistake? It's not ayyun. What is it really? What's for how many? Come. Not ayyun. That's a mistake. Okay, supposed to be what? Come. Okay? You got it? So these are non-polar questions. What does it mean? Tasdeeq. Why? I also put in why because why came in English. And you don't mention it under, we haven't mentioned in the book, but lima or limadha comes there. Now these two are for polar. So polar means what? Tasdeeq. We want a yes or no answer. And all of the rest until here for tasawwur. But the thing about hamza is what? Multifunctional. Hamza can be used for a tasawwur, or it can be used for tasdeeq. And we'll discuss that in detail. Okay, depending on how it's used. Okay, so and hal is what? For polar question, yes or no is called tasdeeq. And the remaining particles, including hamza because multifunctional, are used as non-polar. Okay? Got it? So very important to memorize, understand the concept of tasdeeq and tasawwur. Yeah? So tasdeeq is what? Polar question, which demands what kind of answer? And tasawwur is what? The 5 W's. Yeah. Okay?
We have that slide.